Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elle and I'm an interiors and lifestyle blogger and YouTuber. And today I'm going to talk to you about my top 10 coffee table book recommendations for 2022. I have done a similar video to this literally this time last year, all about my top 10 interior style decor home coffee table books that I would recommend for you guys to start your collection if you are somebody who loves collecting coffee table books like I am, or is just getting into it and wants to use a few books to decorate your home and your interiors. This video is going to be somewhat similar, but it's going to be about kind of a general subject range of coffee table books that I think every home should have in 2022. Although I will give you a hint, most of them are on interiors. But these are some of the books that I have recently purchased and have been styling my home with, found tons of inspiration from, and I just think would be great in anybody's home. All the coffee table books will be linked down below for you to shop if you want to buy one of them, two of them, five of them, all of them. You know, if you can't tell, I love coffee table books. I am such a fanatic for them. I just think they are a joy to read, a joy to get inspiration from, and they look so good in people's homes. It's such a simple way to incorporate your personality into your interior style, and it's just such a simple and easy way to decorate your home with coffee table books. Speaking of which, I do a vast range of subjects on this channel. I do a few vlogs recently, but I'd love to do sit down kind of interior styling videos. So if you're interested in a kind of video that basically talks about how to start your home with coffee table books, let me know in the comments below. Or if there's other subjects you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below and I will get working on those. So grab your cup of coffee or your tea or whatever drink you're gonna have. Let's sit down and I will talk about my top 10 coffee table books that I would recommend for 2022, and yeah, let's get started. So my first coffee table book recommendation is literally a book that I've been glued to these past couple of weeks. Very much a cleaning mood and kind of organizational mood. It's a mood I get in every time after Christmas. Like, I just love to spend that week and the first week of January really kind of getting organized, ready for the new year, getting my house in order and stuff. And this book has been like my guiding post. I have been glued to it and I'm obsessed with it. This book is Minimalista. I love this book. I only bought this book because one of my favourite influencers, Chrissy of Harlow James, I will link her down below. She recommended this book because her home is featured in it, and I just purchased it because, you know, she has such a great style that I thought, well, if she's saying it's great, I might have to check it out. And I thought it would just be a very nice kind of picture book, but this book is filled with tips, tricks, all the guidance you could possibly want. And through getting this book is how I found out about Shira Gill, found out about her Instagram, found out about her website, and just found a new love in my life. If you want a simple home, you want a minimalistic home, but you're not necessarily wanting to kind of go full Marie Kondo and live with nothing kind of thing, this book is for you, because it's very much about curation and having a very simple minimalistic life, but not having just everything bare bones or anything like that. She's very much about, like, you can have your bits that you want in your house, but you know, it doesn't have to take over and clutter and everything like that. I've literally, like, I'm flicking through it now, I'm just like, oh my god, it's so good. And it breaks it down room by room. It talks about the fundamentals, it gives you kind of guidance on different areas and stuff like that. It is such a gorgeous book. It's also filled with the neutral interiors, so I cannot recommend this book enough. I love this book. Honestly, one of my favorites. And yeah, I think for the new year, this is a book that everyone should get. I think if you have somebody in your life that is in that kind of mood of tidying, has a little OCD like me when it comes to having things in order, they will love this book. I also think this book would be great for somebody who is getting like their first adult, you know, apartment or home or something like that, because I think like it would be a great kind of stepping point of like how they can really curate their home and have this well-functioning home and stuff like that. I just think if I got this as like a first time buyer, if that makes sense, like moving into my first grown up, like my own home, and someone gave me this book, I would be very, very grateful. So I highly recommend this book, guys. Following on in the theme of tidy and organisation is my next book. So this is Remodelista. Now this book I got, I want to say about 2 years ago, but I feel like it's very relevant for our times, especially this time of year of like new beginnings, fresh starts and all that. It obviously follows on from like my organisation thing, but I think particularly this book might get a bit of a revival in 2022 because of how much time we've been spending at home. I think, you know, with what's going on these past couple of years, I think the home has become such an important place of like being a sanctuary, being a place of comfort. And I think the more time we're going to be spending at home, because I feel like this year is really going to be about the home and the garden, this book is going to really help with that kind of creating a functioning home that works for everybody. It's a gorgeous book. Again, it's all about the neutral interiors and everything like that, but it's such a practical little guide for just everything. It's got things like how to organise a closet or a wardrobe, it's got how to clear for your clothes properly, it's just got all these things that you wouldn't think about, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Again, when I've been in my kind of tidying mode, I've been using this as a reference, particularly been using this as a reference for the kitchen and stuff like that, because there's been some great little things about, you know, sort of kitchen drawers and all that jazz. So I love this book. Again, I think people who would love this book is anyone who loves organisation, but I think particularly I would say people who like pretty organisation, if that makes sense. This book, you know, it says, you know, have the dustpan and brush, but get the, you know, stainless steel and wooden handle one, which is so my vibe. I'm that person that really wants everything in nice woods and just like those pretty kind of cleaning products and stuff like that. There's a little bit in here about decanting your like laundry detergent into like a God, what is it called these days? It's like a Kilner jar, you know, with the tap attached. We all get them out in the summer. You know, if you haven't done one with pins in it, you've done your summer wrong. But it talks about, you know, you can do that, and it's easy just to decant your laundry detergent, and I'm very much inspired by that when it comes to the utility laundry room makeover that I'm planning this year. It's something definitely I will be incorporating. So if you have someone in your life that basically loves to organise but doesn't want like mismatched boxes or anything like that, do you know what? Anyone who's a fan of the home edit but wants to take it a step further, they will love this book. Okay, so my next coffee table book recommendation is one that's very close to my heart. It is a place that I love to travel to. I was so desperate to go for my 30th birthday, but 2020 had other ideas. But this book really kind of brings back nostalgia and my love for the city, and I think if anyone loves Paris as much as I do, they will be obsessed with this book. This book is Timeless Paris. First off, can we just talk about how stunning this cover is? Like, it's so beautiful. And also the spine, just look at the spine, like that's stacked up. If you haven't noticed, although I love a good neutral, I've been bringing colour into my interiors recently, and this book is one of them that has been really helping with that, especially for my new love for green and everything. But yeah, this book is just beautiful. It's not really a kind of very heavily worded book. It is a lot of images, but this book has all the kind of hidden gems of Paris and different places that you could visit when you're out there if you love that kind of timeless classic Paris. I just love this book. If I had enough room on my coffee table and I had one of those stands, I would very much have this book like open on a particular page just for people just to glance at. I mean, like, look at that image. That is just stunning. Oh, I'm obsessed with it. But I mean, this book, like I said, it's more of a guilty pleasure, this book, because it's not really about the tints and tips and stuff, but it's just a beautifully illustrated book. I mean, if you have someone who loves Paris, I think you cannot go wrong with getting them this book. They will be obsessed. I just think it's beautiful. I also think anyone who loves classic French interiors would love this book. I just think, you know, I can't say enough about this book. And I'm lost for words because all I want to do is say how gorgeous and chic it is. But it's just a really nice little kind of like, not a heavy reader, but beautifully illustrated. This is like the book for decorating your home with, especially if you love a green, which is very much in right now, and you love Paris. I think, honestly, you'll be obsessed with this book. Sticking to classic and traditional, I'm moving into the first kind of interior style coffee table book recommendation for 2022, and it is this beauty of a book, The Beauty of Home. I have to say, all the books are increasing in size. Like, they've got bigger this year, like what I've been collecting. Normally they're quite small, these ones. No, they are chocker books. 100% worth it though. This book, oh, I love this book. It is very much like, I'm flicking through it now as I'm talking to you because I'm just like, it's just so beautifully illustrated. If you are somebody that loves that like classic, timeless look of interiors, but you want that kind of modern twist on it, this is the book for you. It's very much that kind of blend of the vintage with the modern, the timeless classic with the now. It's like a really cool way of like combining, you know, like keeping your home relevant but also not dated, because that's the one thing about trends that, you know, especially even in fashion, if you stick very closely to one trend, in a couple of years time it can look very dated. And I think this book helps like make sure that your interiors will continue to be classic in the years to come. It's very much where I'm trying to head my home in, and I think it's something that I've achieved in our hallway makeover. And I think this is why I'm very much drawn to it, because I feel like this is where my home is heading. So I've had so much hints and tips from this book. It's beautiful, it's got gorgeous illustrations, but it's got some great little tips and just kind of, you know, notes on different things. It's also neutral again, which, I mean, I'm not gonna fight it. I love a neutral, and this works really, really well. The person I would recommend this book to is probably somebody like me. But I mean that in the way of, I am a millennial and I will be buying my first home within my 30s. So I have a very different interior style and a want for a home versus somebody who's buying in their 20s, if that makes any sense. And I think that's who you want to get this for. If you've got a millennial who's recently buying their first home and is a lover of that kind of classic style, I think they'll love this this book, because it will just give them such great little advice and hints and tips. And I think it's something that like anybody, again like me, who loves classic interiors but wants to just make a little twist on it. There's some images in here that I very much aspire my home to look like, and my future home when we buy eventually to look like. So I think they will love this book. I also think anybody who is a fan of American interiors, again, someone like me, I'm sorry, but these books are very much in line with who I am as a person. But if they love like American interiors, which I do, I am a big fan of like Studio McGee, Amber Interiors, you know, Joanna Gaines. Like, I love that kind of style. I think, you know, if I had taken the plunge before we opened a business here in the UK, I think I would be living in America because of how much I love the homes and the interior style out there. So this book helps me live vicariously through that dream. And if you've got someone like that in your life, I feel like they will love this book. Sticking with the theme of American interiors, this next coffee table book recommendation, oh my god, it is beautiful. I know I've said this about every book, but I mean, this book is so gorgeous. This is The Great American House. It is a chocker book. It's also another green spine one, in case you were interested. So, it would look great stacked up there. Can you tell I'm having a moment with the green? But this book is beautiful. It just goes into all the different American style homes that there are out there, and as a person with a fascination for American interiors and American architecture, it's the perfect book for me. It kind of goes into all the different styles, you know, that kind of Cape Cod, Maine style, seafront property. It's got like the colonial brick, It's got like the Louisiana style. It's just everything, and it just covers some of the great American houses in the US and all the different styles and how they do everything, and it's beautiful. This is a bit embarrassing to admit on this channel, but I mean, I'm gonna go for it. I am a huge fan of The Sims. I have been since the first game, and I don't play traditionally, and I've never done it traditionally. Like, this is how you know interiors has always been in my blood, because even as a child I wasn't really into playing the families like through the generations. I'm very much about like going into the different worlds and like fixing up all the houses and making everything look neat, filling up all the lots with like beautiful like stores and different community places for them to visit, and creating gorgeous houses of like different price ranges and stuff like that. And then I just bugger off and move on to the next one. Literally, it's so funny, but I mean, it is very much me. And one thing that I love to do, because obviously it's an American game, there are different worlds, like obviously the New Country Living one is very much inspired by the Cotswolds here in the UK, but most of the worlds in The Sims are inspired by different locations in America. I love to go on Pinterest and look at like traditional places within those different states, and then, you know, copy floor plans, and that's how I build my houses. And I've been using this book to copy certain houses for certain worlds. This is where it comes down full circle. So if you have an avid sim player who loves interiors and loves building, they might like this. But I think this book is great for anyone who loves a traditional interior style, who probably has a fascination for American architecture like I do. I think it would just work perfectly in their home. Again, it's one of those, it's a huge chunk of a book, so it will look great, you know, folded out like on a great page. Oh, I mean, like, I'm sorry, but just look at that. Oh, I mean, you don't get homes like this in the UK, like, you just don't. I mean, I'm sure American like viewers will be saying the same thing about our homes, but I just think your houses are just stunning, just absolutely stunning. Again, I think anyone, like I said, anyone who loves interiors would love this book. I just think, again, just a great one to have for your collection. Okay, I'm taking a little curve here and I'm moving on to a different subject for my next coffee table book recommendation for 2022, and this is gardens. This one's Gardenista. I don't think it's related to Remodelista. I just think it just happens to have a very similar name. But this one is a gorgeous book for anybody who loves gardening. I very much got into gardening last year, as did everybody, you know, age 30 that I know. We all really wanted to do our garden stuff, and this was one of the books that very much inspired me to do that. It's beautiful, filled with gorgeous different like gardens around the world, different styles, obviously working in different climates and everything like that, but it also breaks down very quickly like the different areas of each garden. So if you particularly walked into, say, like, oh my god, there's one about a chicken coop. Oh. But if there was a particular style that you love or anything like that, you can very much go into it very quickly and see the different florals, and they have the Latin there as well to tell you what kind of what needed. It also breaks down a lot about the soil, the acidity, and what works in different climates, different places, you know, around the world. It's very much where I took a lot of my inspiration and sort of made my list for creating my kind of European country garden that I have outside, which I'm only just going to expand on this year. I'm very much about the home for 2022. So I'm picking it out again because I think, again, much like I was saying about the home getting a bit of a revival in 2022, I think the garden is going to come back with full force this year. I know I'm planning to do a lot more with my garden, I'm sure many of you guys are, and it's just going to be a book that I'm going to be referencing. So I think it's a good one to have for your collection. It's also just beautiful. Like, imagine that in like a gorgeously styled utility room, because I feel like depending on what room you're in depends on what kind of subject you have. So this one I think would be great in like a kitchen or a utility room, styled up beautifully, right next to like all your gardening stuff and everything like that. Again though, I feel like it's one that, you know, especially in the summer, because I do believe in decorating for the seasons. So in the summer, this book kind of like opened out like that, bringing, you know, nature into the home. I think it worked perfectly. I think obviously it goes without saying anybody who is a fan of gardening will love this book. I think anyone that is dipping their toes into that world will also love this book. I think also anyone, again, a first time buyer who is getting their first garden and has no idea what to do with it would be very, very appreciative if you picked up this book for them. Oh my god, I'm apologising for the light now, guys. Like, it is very much going in and out today. I cannot control the weather. It's so bad, but hopefully it becomes a bit brighter in here very, very soon. So for my next book, I'm going back into interiors, and I think this is the biggest book of the collection, and oh my god, is it stunning. This book, oh my god. Portraits of Home. It is, oh my god. First off, it's green again. Like, let's just accept it. I'm having a moment with the green. But this book, is it bigger than my head? I know I have a tiny head, but still, this book is huge. Oh my god, like, it's literally the size of my torso. It's so big. So big, but so worth it. This book is just stunning. It is heavily, heavily image related. There is not a lot of text in here. I have yet to find a bit of text actually from reading it, but oh my god, is it just stunning. It just covers a lot of different interiors, a lot of different styles. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful and stunning, and oh my god, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, this one is a guilty pleasure book because of the fact that it's just so image based. There's not really any text to it, so you can't take a lot of like practical advice from it, but certainly, you know, there's a lot of interior inspiration in here that you can take and run with. It is also just a gorgeous book for having open on a coffee table. It's also a gorgeous book for incorporating a certain tone into a room. I think like this one blended with the other ones is just kind of brings a whole cohesive look to a space. It's just beautiful. It is a spenny book though. This 100% was a guilty pleasure just because purely of like how much it costs, but it's so worth it. Like I said, if you've got enough room on your coffee table to have this sprawled out on a particular image, like, I mean, oh my god, there we go. Look at that kitchen. Imagine that just open like that. People would be like, oh my god, I need to have a look at that marble there. So I think it is a great one for decorating with, as well as just getting some visual inspiration from. Who would love this book? I think anybody who loves interiors would love this book. I think this is very much for the serious person though, who is very much maybe that kind of interior designer in your life. They probably would love this book. But I think also anybody who just likes a little bit of grandeur in their home would be very much appreciative if you got them this book for them. Like, it's just beautiful. Highly, highly recommend it. Okay, so my next coffee table book recommendation for 2022, we're going into the world of entertainment. Pacific Neutral. Oh my god, why did it take me so long to get this book? I have seen this spine on so many interior accounts that I follow, and I don't know why I put off getting it for so long, because I've seen this book around for ages. I finally took the plunge, and I'm so glad I did, because it's just beautiful. I think because it's an entertaining book more than an interiors book, I didn't know how much use I would get out of it, but I get so much inspiration from this book. I mean, first off, let's just talk about Jenni Kayne. Like, the website, Jenni Kayne website, oh, is stunning. Like, there's a pair of slippers that I want so badly, and I'm hoping they ship to the UK, so fingers crossed, guys. But it's just that beautiful, casual California living, just, oh my god, that everything I aspire to, especially when it comes to like seasonal decorating, seasonal entertaining. It is literally broken up into chapters of spring, summer, autumn, winter. It covers different kind of events that you may have in your home. Sorry, I just got distracted by that image there, which is just so beautiful. It's so stunning. It just has some great little things like parting. I completely forget about these parting gifts. Get little gifts to give to your friends and family when they're leaving an event. Like, how amazing would it be to give them a rosemary spray, which literally like it's not that hard to make. I just think, oh, why didn't I think of that? Oh, I'm now seeing all the Christmas inspiration. I'm like, I wish I got this out at Christmas time, because this would have been great for decorating my home. But oh, it's just beautiful. And I think I'm lost in it. I'm lost in it because it's just, again, such a good book. Very good practical advice for people who want to take entertaining to the next level, which is something the inner Martha Stewart within me loves to do, and very much as like our homes open up. And you know, I think this is very much the book for me to dream about, like for when we do have a bigger home and get our first home where we can have these massive parties and everything like that. Like, this book will very much guide the dinner parties of the future. For now, I'm just going to sit back and dream of a time when I can do it. So who would love this book? I think very much, again, a first-time buyer, because I think they would love this book as, again, a guidance for how to entertain in their brand new home, because I know that feeling of when you get into a home, even though this is just a rental, like, I'm so excited to open up my home to my friends and family because I can finally fit more than 2 people in our house. So I think this book is great for those types of people like me who want to entertain and want to invite everyone into their home. I just think, yeah, the entertainer in your like friendship group would be obsessed with this book. Yeah, oh god, it's so beautiful. I'm like, don't want to put it down because of how gorgeous it is. Like, you can't go wrong with this book, guys. You absolutely cannot. Okay, so my final 2 books I'm going to talk about as my recommendations for 2022 are going to be very quick, because I have not had these books for very, very long, but I'm already obsessed with them, which is why they have snuck themselves into the final 2 recommendations for this video. These books have been on my wish list of coffee table books for years. What you guys won't know is that I have a very, very big Amazon save for later wish list of coffee table books that I desperately want in my life, that I know I can't buy because it would cost so much money, but I like to have them saved, and I check the list pretty much on a every other day basis. And if I see any of the books come down to an appropriate amount, or I'm not, you know, I'm having a moment where I want to buy a couple of books at a time, I go through that list and that's where I purchase them from. But what I also do is I have the list that I reference to whenever I go to places like HomeSense, which is actually where I got these coffee table books from, because every now and then HomeSense, I don't know what it's called in the US, but it's the kind of homeware version of TK Maxx or TJ Maxx in the US. They have, every now and then in the book section, they will have some gems of coffee table books that I've had on my list for a while. And what I will do is reference my list, and if it's cheaper in the shop, I immediately buy them, which is why I've got these books with me. So the first one of them that I'm going to recommend is Kinfolk. I'm hoping that's how you say it, Kinfolk? Terrible names, but the Kinfolk Home. Oh my god, like, so I've wanted this book for ages. I've seen so many people have it and I've put it off, but the price that it was in HomeSense compared to what it was on Amazon, it was 100% worth it. But you know, looking through it, I kind of wish I almost got it a lot sooner, because it's just beautiful and has so much knowledge. I am a very avid reader of Elle Decor and Ideal Home, all those interior design magazines, and this book's very much laid out like that. They have interviews with people who have decorated the home from all different parts of the world, and they just chat about kind of the process, their thoughts, their ideas behind it, how they got to where they are. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful book for inspiration for the home. It covers so many different interior styles that it's a very much a pleaser for everybody. I love this book, and the minute I got it, I consumed it within an evening. I was very much ignoring my other half and our new puppy. I was like, I'm reading, mummy's reading, like, leave me alone for a bit. And it's just beautiful. It just looks so good. Like, I had a friend come over who saw it and was like, oh, someone's leveled themselves up. And I was like, yes, I have. Who would I recommend this book for? I think anyone who loves interiors would love this book. Anyone who really loves like, it wants a little bit more depth than just a picture book would love this book. Anyone who is, again, an avid reader of interior decorating magazines, especially like the Elle Decors and everything like that, would be obsessed with this book. I'd say this book is for somebody who takes interiors very, very seriously. That is the type of person this book is aimed at. Anybody who harpers on 24/7 about interior styling would love this book. You can't go wrong with getting them this book. It's also a neutral, so if you know anyone who loves a neutral interior, they will love this book. So talking about the interior, the Kinfolk Home book, this leads me nicely onto my final coffee table book recommendation for 2022, which is Kinfolk Garden. Oh, look at that image. That image is just striking. I cannot wait to photograph these books for my Instagram feed. Oh, so gorgeous. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Very, very much like the home book version of this. This is a kind of encyclopedia to the world of gardening. Again, it goes into great detail about different gardeners, different florists around the world that have their stories to tell in terms of the subject. Oh, it's just beautiful, and again, one that I consumed within an evening and just continuously flip back through. Like I said, I've had these books less than a week, but I've read them so much. It's just beautiful, and it just talks about the different ways that you can incorporate gardening and florals into your home. Again, just a little bit about kind of what's relevant for where and how things work. It's personal, it's beautiful. Yeah, a great little book that everybody should have. And again, a neutral. I would say, again, if you love gardening, this is the book for you. But again, I would say this is not a light read. This is a heavy read that, you know, if you are just a fan of a very beautiful picture of a garden, this book may not be for you, but if you want a bit more depth, this book will definitely keep you interested and worth every penny of it. Again, I wish I'd bought this book sooner, because after divulging in it, I just was like, oh, why didn't I get this book sooner? Because it's just so good. So yeah, another one that I'm so glad I added to my collection. Oh, I absolutely love it. Again, I'm just obsessed with that front image. I think it's just iconic, that front image. And those are my top 10 coffee table book recommendations for 2022. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I apologise if I was too gushy, but oh my god, like, every one of those books I'm so passionate about, and I'm so glad that I invested my hard-earned pennies into them, because they're absolutely amazing. All of them as well make me seriously crave writing a coffee table book. It is a life dream of mine to write my own coffee table book, and I know it will happen one day, and I'm manifesting it out into the world to do so. And it just, yeah, reading them spurs me on, and I'm just like, oh, I love them so much. But like I said, I hope it inspires you guys to add a couple of these to your collections. Let me know in the comments below which books you're going to go for, which ones have taken interest for you, and which ones you're definitely going to pick up, or any that you might be buying for friends and family as like birthday gifts, or you know, new home gifts or anything like that. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, please do click the button down below. It would be lovely to have you here on a regular basis. Like I said, there's a lot more videos coming, and I can't wait to divulge into more of the subjects that I love and share my knowledge and my passion with you guys. If you like this video as well, do click the like button, and again, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye!